This is mine. Welcome to Jargate.
Hi, Mark from Sharkbait here. This is Sergey. Wanted to introduce him. The purpose of this morning's video is to talk about the new Saltiga spinning reels that we have just received. Sergey's a little better positioned to talk about those than I am. Sergey also is responsible for the website now that I'm unemployed. That's Sergey's job. So better to have him do the talking than me.
Hello folks, we just received the brand new Saltigas in the bigger sizes. So we've gotten the 20,000 and the 18,000, which was back ordered for about a month now as a delay because of the virus. But the new sizes came out and we've got them all in stock now. They're a big improvement over the last generation. The new frame design is much better. Instead of a two-piece frame, they have a one-piece solid casted aluminum frame, which is a lot stronger and much easier to seal than the previous generation. They did make an improvement on the rotor itself. It is no longer a composite, carbon fiber composite material. It is now a solid machined aluminum piece, which is going to be much stronger, much more durable. There's no more flex in the rotor when you're fishing high drag, which this reel has, 66 pounds of drag. So you're going to need that strength for any kind of fishing you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing, big yellowfin, big bluefin, amberjack, yellowtail, all of that and more. You can handle just about anything you want with a reel of this size. The new sizes are, a little bit different. They start off with an 8,000, a 10,000, a 14,000, an 18,000, and a 20,000, which is the biggest one. These more or less match up to the previous generation Saltiga, with the biggest being the Dogfight 8000, and that would be the comparable size for the 20. They made some improvements and changes to the spool design, so it is a long cast spool, as they call it. It's going to be looking a little bit different than the previous generation, but the way the line actually lays on it will provide you less friction when on a cast. They also have a titanium nitride coated stainless steel rim, which is going to be a lot harder than the bare aluminum on the on previous generation. Also had it, but this is more pronounced. It's going to be a lot more surface area and it's going to provide less friction on a cast. They did make a small improvement in the drag system as well. It is now a much larger stack that goes deeper into the spool. So on the other side you can see how deep that actually goes into. There's, I believe, 13 washers total. So you got 7 drag washers and then the rest will be your spacers. The main improvement for these reels, as far as I see it, is strength. The rotor is much stronger. The frame is nicer, I'd say. The handle is definitely better than a little ball handle on a 200-pound yellowfin. You're definitely going to thank them for giving you something more, a bigger handle to hold. The other main improvement is how water resistant they are. With the new frame design, you can actually see, the only places where water can really get in are basically sealed off completely because they're, the piece is screwed in. And that is about how big the gear is. So they can fit a much larger gear size into a smaller frame due to this design. They did implement this design on the Exist, the Certate, the Luvius. They're all very popular as well, and they're just upgrading and updating the new models to the Saltiga. Other than that, still same features you'd come to expect on a Saltiga. You got magnetically sealed ball bearings on either side of the handle, as well as the line roller, which is going to be providing you a lot more water resistance, as well as the clutch magnetic seal. So that way, if water does intrude from the bottom, there's no way for it to actually get inside because there's ferrofluid sealing the actual inner reverse clutch. This is by far the best system for sealing that on the market. It just makes the reel smoother overall because there's a lot less friction, and you've got oil sealing it completely. as opposed to a big rubber washer or some kind of other solution. These reels are nowhere near as tight as a Van Staal, just because they don't need the big rubber seals. They've got that ferrofluid that'll be sealing a lot better and with less resistance, so your handle will actually feel smooth and easy to turn. Other than that, another thing you'll notice is how big the actual drag knob is. They made it a whole lot bigger. This was in order to prevent overheating, so you want your drag to perform the same throughout the entire fight if you're on for an hour, 2 hours, even more. Since they made a larger surface area drag stack and a bigger volume drag, if anything, they had to create a better drag drag cap. That way they can actually dissipate the heat away from the drags and keep the oil and grease on the drags from expanding too much, causing problems and causing variances in drag. So you don't want your drag to spike on a fight at any point, especially when you're losing line. Your diameter is getting smaller and you're kind of increasing drag artificially. You've also got a pretty loud clicker compared to the previous generation, a much better design, so you'll hear when the line's coming off for sure. When you don't want to be turning the handle while the drag's getting taken, so it's nice to hear that prominently. And other than that, it's just an overall huge upgrade to the entire series. They're no longer doing a split series where it's a Saltiga versus a Saltiga dogfight. It's all under one name now, so that's a lot more unified, and parts will be more available for everything as far as the reel itself. You also got a matching color scheme, which they kind of brought back from the older Saltigas. It's kind of a very dark blue. It looks really nice, and that's about it.
Well, now you can see why I had Sergey do the talking instead of me. But I do have one question. What do you get in the box?
Well, in the box you get a big case, a carrying case or cover, just like the previous Saltiga, as well as owner's manual, a schematic, which is always nice, a little line holder so you actually put the strap over the line, that way it doesn't unravel, and some spool shims, so in case the line lay is not what you want it to be, you'll want to put one or two of these shims to change it.
How does that work? Does it make the
it just
lay
offset
down?
the spool, so if the line, if you're not getting enough line on the bottom edge of the spool, you can put an extra shim in there that it'll prop it up a little bit more to
Okay, so you can so the spool will be building up more from the base.
Yeah, I mean on these reels, because of the way they're shaped, you can actually see the bottom rim is actually smaller than the top. That's how Daiwa envisions casting. So they say that from their testing, that's going to be a better way to cast. So you'll actually have a tapered line, so you can go from bottom to top, and it's going to taper out, which is what you want. But you don't want a big empty space at the bottom. So if there's any of that, you can use a spool shim to correct that. That being said, these reels should be perfect out of the box, so I don't foresee that being a big issue for anyone.
Now, are these being manufactured in Japan, Korea, China? Where are they coming from?
They are all from Japan. All of their high-end stuff, especially on the Saltiga line. These reels are pretty expensive, but they are manufactured in Japan.
So, Japanese quality, a significant upgrade over the prior generation. Basically the definitive spinning reels, and at their price point, they should be. But awfully nice to see those. Thank you for the presentation, and hopefully if you've got any questions, give us back a call, or send us an email, and we can go from there. All the specifications are also posted on the website, so you can look at the tables and see how much line capacity each of the various models within that series holds. Thanks again for watching, and we'll be back at you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Please visit us online or in store. Bye!
Your name should be Melody.